Okay, next up is I hate this so much. I've hated this ever since I was little. It's when Shadow appears in Bear in the Big Blue House. Whenever she appears, she makes this like weird laughing sound. It's kind of creepy though. And Bear's like, "Hey, that sounds like my friend Shadow." Yeah, and then they sing, "Oh, where is Shadow?" I hated her so much. I kind of thought Lois was a bit uh scary though, kind of like Doc Hogg. She just looks a little weird though. She kind of looks like Zaboomafoo almost. But yeah, and she talks a little loudly, but she's actually really funny. You know, she's a really funny character, and yeah, she's like doesn't even hear what everyone's saying and stuff. It's so hilarious. Oh, this one. This is from Wednesday's House. I watched a few episodes a few years ago. I hated the show, to be honest. But this one like episode where Jonas keeps hitting everyone, and just before he hits everyone, steam comes out of his ears. And oh my god, he's so peeved. Oh my god. He's even more peeved than Mama Bear. I'm not kidding. Oh jeez. Mr. 10 again. From the Barney episode Parade of Numbers. I just thought this guy was like so frightening though. Because uh just he's like this creepy guy though. It kind of reminds me of Professor Tinkerputt, but even more creepy. I counted to 10 and stuff. And there's a song he sings about one little, two little, three little fingers, and you know what else? What else he counts? One little, two little. I don't want to say it. No, it's so weird. In fact, the same guy who played him would later show up in season 11 of Barney as Ryan's granddad, and wow, that made absolutely no sense. I hated this segment though. This segment like kind of like some sort of jump scare. This is from Sesame Street. Don't ask me what season it was from because I don't really memorize Sesame Street seasons. There's like so many seasons of the show. How am I gonna memorize them all? But yeah, this is the ones with like the count doing the number of the day. He's like counting on his organ. It's like one, two, and the suspense was killing me. Like, what was the number of the day going to be? And it startled me when they revealed the number of the day. A Cookie Monster kind of scares me too, just a little bit. Oh yeah, I remember this one Play With Me Sesame segment involving Ernie playing with like his cousin, I think, Ernestine. And Ernestine kept crying like really loudly and stuff. I just didn't like it. The first half of the SpongeBob episode, Karate Choppers, was kind of freaky. I forget why it was, but yeah, some crazy stuff happened and stuff. Like, SpongeBob was trying to keep away from like Sandy or something. What about the scene with the hot sauce? Oh my god, that was so weird though. And when SpongeBob pulled off a toy tongue, I thought that was his real tongue or something. I didn't like that. What about not Barney? What about SpongeBob's reaction to Mr. Krabs saying he was fired in that episode? That was just disturbing. Gary's dream was just kind of weird in my opinion. Like in the Sleepy Time episode, you know, when Gary talks, that was so weird though. I kinda thought the ending was pretty freaky when everyone was in SpongeBob's room telling him to stay out of their dreams. And then Patrick's like, does anyone have a quarter? That was so funny. Oh no, this part from SpongeBob Valentine's Day episode. Patrick's like trying to guess what his surprise is, and he's like, this paramecium? And we see this weird thing, and I just didn't like it. I'll show you, subspecies! The middle part of your shoes untied. I don't know why it's just the middle part, but I think this is like the part where SpongeBob's trying to go to work in his like shoes, even though they're untied. And then like he has like this weird fantasy of like his shoelaces trying to like strangle him. That was so creepy. But yeah, I don't know. What about the part where we see SpongeBob in like a larva egg? That was just so weird, though. I didn't like this one part of Squid's day off when, like, Mr. Krabs kept getting, like, injured. He kept getting a lot of things dropped on his head, like a treasure chest or something. I didn't like that. Oh god, I hated this one. This is from the SpongeBob Christmas special during the Patchy segments. Yeah, like, Patchy's like, hey, who wants to hear the story of SpongeBob very first Christmas? And we cut to Potty in the kitchen. It's like, squawk. And his face just looks so scary, though. And apparently he ate all the cookie dough. And his whole body, like, comes off his head. I didn't like that. I just hated that so much, though. Oh no. This is very similar to Wormy. This is from Squirrel Jokes, with SpongeBob trying to tell jokes. We see a live-action cricket. It's not scary unless you look at it, to be honest. So yeah. In fact, it shows up twice in the episode. Once it's shown chirping, the second time it's just shown standing still. I just didn't like it. Speaking of, there was this one Big Time Rush episode. It's called Big Time Rush Backstage, which was basically them at backstage of one of their tours. And apparently Carlos has to hide this cricket that he stole from, like, France or something, and he hides it in his mouth. It's so disgusting. In the blooper episode, we actually do see a little bit of, like, him, like, the stunt he did with him, like, putting the bug in his mouth. That's so disgusting. Some bits of the Pressure SpongeBob episode was so weird. You know, when, like, Sandy challenges them to go up to land, see if they can survive. I just didn't like some parts of it. Like, the part where, like, Sandy has trouble breathing underwater. We see her lungs, like, oh my god, it was just so disturbing in my opinion. But yeah. What about the part where they're above land? There are these weird stick puppets. And yeah, there's like, hey, it's a local. Hi, we're from underwater. Do you know Sandy Cheeks? And then, like, the bird just starts eating them. But yeah. Oh no, the makeup department scene from that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie episode. Yeah, like Squidward's trying to make Mermaid Man Barnacle Boy look good. Oh my god, the stuff he does to them. Like, just so weird. And speaking of, from the same episode. Yeah, you know, where they're like, they can't be making a movie about us, but they are! And they're using actors. Yeah, that part was just too creepy, seeing, like, SpongeBob's mouth all live action saying actors. Yeah, that was just so weird, though. Oh my god. That was just so weird, though. Jeez, this is from the Squid Bob episode. I didn't think this episode was that bad. I didn't even think the ending was that bad. But this one part where Sandy's trying to, like, fix them at the beginning of the episode. Like, she does fix them at the end, but at the beginning she's trying to. And some crazy stuff happens. Like, they end up in Mrs. Puff's boating school, and this kid, like, sees them, and he's, like, horrified by it. But, yeah. This is from, I think it's called, I forget what it was. It's where, like, the Flying Dutchman had to stay at SpongeBob's for a while. What was the name of the episode? Ah, damn it. I forgot the name. But, yeah, apparently. But, yeah. It was, like, the episode where he's like, the power within, the power within. That part's actually kind of freaky as well. But yeah, there's one part where he's trying to scare SpongeBob with this, like, weird bug thing, and I didn't like that at all. But yeah. I just realized I skipped a whole row. But yeah. I don't know why the Bikini Bottom fancy restaurant was kind of freaky. Mostly because in this one episode when Mr. Krabs and Miss Puff were on a date, they see, like, this, like, submarine guy, like, this a scuba diver was like playing the piano. It was just so weird though. Oh no, this scene from like that episode where SpongeBob gets Mermaid Man's shrink ray, and he's trying to unshrink Squidward, and some really disgusting stuff happens. But yeah, I don't know why, I just thought this one was kind of scary though. This is from the episode where he's trying to get into the salty spittoon, and he breaks his fingers, and he tries to heal them with like Winnie Hut Jr. like ice cream or something. The beginning of Crabborg was kind of weird, though. When SpongeBob was watching that film of that live-action human, like, running away from this weird robot. But, yeah. The SpongeBob BC before comedy patchy scenes are kind of weird, though. Like, with that caveman that sounds just like Patrick, and that robot that tried to kill him. And, like, there's one part where this dinosaur is there. Patch's eyes, like, oh my god, they pop right out of his head. I hated that. Oh god, mad snail disease. This episode was a lot like Wormy. Like, everyone was going crazy in town because of this mad snail disease. And sometimes when I watched this episode, I was worried that I was actually watching Wormy. But yeah. But like when, like, Gary gets, like, the splinter on that thing. A splinter. You don't say. But yeah. It starts biting everyone. And yeah. Oh, I'm a zombie. This is from the Hocus Pocus episode. When SpongeBob thinks he turned Squidward into ice cream. There's part where this kid's like, I don't like pistachio! And he's like just freaking out. I just didn't like that. This is from the season 5 episode of Flea in Her Dome, where Sandy has fleas. And this episode was kind of disturbing with those fleas. They just look so weird, though. Blackened sponge. That's where SpongeBob gets a black eye. The way he gets a black eye was just way too disturbing, in my opinion. Oh no. Y'all knew this was coming. The toenail scene. Yes, where SpongeBob and Squidward are trying to move a couch, and then SpongeBob accidentally breaks Squidward's toenail. I remember first seeing that on demand, and that scared the hell out of me. That disgusted me so much. Oh my god, I hated it so much. I can barely watch this episode because of that. It's actually the only bad part of the episode. Everything else about the episode is just fine. But, like, that scene. Actually, this next scene is very similar. I think it's from an episode called Gullible Pants, where, like, Mr. Krabs leaves SpongeBob in charge of the Krusty Krab. Because Mr. Krabs apparently has, like, a chipped nail, apparently, and, oh my god. The worst part is that one time when I watched this episode, I actually kind of had a chipped nail as well. Like, my nail was really hurting. That was so sad, though. But, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I think this is from the Sandcastles in the Sand episode, where they go to the beach and have the sandcastle battle. And, like, Patrick's... Like, SpongeBob rips his pants off to reveal that he's wearing his swimming trunks. And Patrick just rips his face off, and we see his internal organs or whatever. But, yeah. In the SpongeBob Family Vacation episode, there's a giant fly. I'm not kidding. Oh my god, that was too scary. Oh no, this is from Plankton's good eye. And when Plankton gets like an operation to like get a second eye, that was pretty disturbing. This one's about the Seven Little Monsters episode, a 5e tale, where they're trying to tell stories to 5. Some of the stories were just so weird though, like the one where 4 pretends to be like a frog or something. It's just so weird, though. He talks so weirdly. And 6 was frightened. What about that one episode, like that Donovan the Hedgehog thing? They look so weird, though. Oh, no. This is from the Drake and Josh episode, Mindy's Back, where Josh tells Drake that he and Mindy are dating, and Drake's head explodes. I hated that so much ever since I was very little, but I noticed that his blood and guts looked like like banana cream pie or something. It turned out to be a bad dream, though. Oh my god, I wish this episode was a bad dream. See you later.